what causes something like this to happen is a great need. We have a saying in the church that the need is the call. Identifying the great needs in Southern Ohio is one of the ways that God calls us to action. Now it's time to do God's work with our hands. It's time to go out and it's time to actually make a difference because God has revealed it to us and the need is the call.
As Lutherans, oftentimes we can't share our own story about Jesus and how Jesus Christ has touched our lives and how God's love is impacting in our lives. So what we really need are people who are excited about their faith, and then we can help them articulate their faith moving out into the neighborhood.
I love the word thrive because it's not just getting through life, it's not getting through the to-do list, it's actually thriving, it's actually living the days and living the life that God gives us.
More money will obviously lead to more ministry because it's going to be funneled into specific goals that the Thrive campaign has established, which came out of feasibility study where the whole Synod was interviewed, revealed that there is a real need for the strengthening of lay leadership, strengthening of rostered ministers, some guidance with worship and support for current ministries that are happening, as well as a goal to plant some new congregations in the Synod.
Our goals for this Thrive campaign are equipping lay leaders.
I think you will find that your council presidents and those who sit on council who will have some additional training and skills, that will be reflected in the ministries that are done in the congregation. And when you get elected to that position and you go, wait a minute, I can't do this, then you're going to know that the church is there to help equip you to do the job that God is calling you to do.
Building up leaders for smaller congregations.
One of the goals in the church is to actually help smaller congregations. And one of the biggest problems smaller congregations have is having a worship leader, either a pastor. There are a number of parishes where we have one pastor who splits time between a number of different churches. But that's always hard to get together because you have to have the churches agree.
Small congregations are kind of near and dear to my heart because I'm over on the southeast side of the state, and a lot of the congregations there have hit difficult financial times and have gotten to the point where they can no longer afford even a part-time pastor. The drive is still there. They want to make a difference in their community. They don't necessarily know how, and so they're looking for the guidance.
Strengthening rostered ministers.
Seminary debt is a big issue in the world today. It hinders people from fulfilling God's call for their lives. It's hard on families, it's hard on individuals, and for a lot of people, because they can't afford it, they feel like they cannot afford to follow God's call. Being able to have collegiality, also coaching, is invaluable.
Launching new congregations.
It's amazing to me that we have lost the sense as Lutherans of what it means to start new congregations. You look at the demographics. As Columbus moves towards Marysville, there's going to be whole areas of people living in this world, which is a broken and fallen world, who just don't have the opportunity to hear what we have to offer. And we have the chance to be Christ to a lot of different people. And so when people say, why start a new church? I think to myself, how can we not?
Enhancing worship practice.
God is not just in the church. God's people are sent to join in what God is already doing. We come together in the church because we need to be rejuvenated, we need to come together, we need to be encouraged, and we need to celebrate. So it's good to have places where people can be sure to find us, because the rest of the time we are scattered out in the world doing God's work.
The base goal of the Thrive campaign is $1.2 million in support by the end of 2021, with a challenge goal of $800,000 to invest in leaders and make a greater impact in Southern Ohio.
There are obviously lots of ways to give, and personally can attest to giving with time and gifts and things like that. But in this case, we are looking for financial gifts, and the best story I've heard about that is, we can hear someone say, we'd like you to give $1,000 to this campaign, and your immediate reaction is $1,000 is a lot. Well, could you afford $1 a day? I could afford $1 a day. Well, $1 a day over a year, $365, and over the course of a 3-year campaign, you've reached the goal.
Whether you can give a gift of $1 per day or feel called to provide a gift of $5,000, $25,000 or more, you will help the congregations and ministry leaders in Southern Ohio to thrive.
It's something you can do for yourself. for your congregation, for the Synod, and for the ELCA.
Why thrive now? Well, why wait?
My community is going to thrive from giving to this campaign. They're going to learn so much more about how much Jesus is in the world and how much good can be done.
I am excited for the Thrive campaign because I think that's going to help our Synod to do exactly that, to thrive and to be the presence of Christ in our state.
God's presence is here.
God is working in the Southern Ohio Synod to thrive in this campaign.
I really believe that God's presence through the Holy Spirit is in all of our congregations, from our really little ones to our really big ones and everybody in between. I think our church will grow. That's what this campaign can do. We are going to go places that we've not gone before.
For more information about the Thrive campaign, contact the Southern Ohio Synod office below.